a lot of Thais also repress their own feelings because it hasn't been asked and it's not encouraged for you to actually say how you feel. Nobody asks you how are you. In fact, the word Sabai di mai by itself means recently I've heard something very interesting about the Thai culture. A few of my Western friends have mentioned the fact that sometimes they're struggling with the vulnerability issue when it comes to Thai people. They're claiming that a lot of Thai people they've come across seem to not do vulnerability. This really kept me thinking, and I was like, it's kind of true because even the way that we greet one another doesn't really show that we care so much about the emotional part of us. So the argument that I'm going to make today is that the how are you, the question how are you, doesn't actually exist in the Thai language. Well, I'm not totally right about that because how are you does exist. But what I wanted to say is that people don't seem to use it. So one of the telltale signs that Thai people don't really feel like they like to ask how are you is when you go on a dating app. Maybe if you are not a Thai person, then a Thai person would throw in a how are you just to appease your culture. But when it comes to two Thai people talking on a dating app, it's often not a how are you that is an opening question statement. It's usually where are you or what do you do for work? And yes, I know that people would come to me and say, that's not true. A lot of people ask me, how are you all the time? It's สบายดีไหม เป็นยังไงบ้าง And yeah, I would agree that that is true. But I would also make this statement that I think a lot of times the Thai people adjust the way that they speak to suit who they're speaking to. So when it comes to Thai people talking to one another, it's very rare that people would check in on how you are. But I noticed that when a Thai person talking to a non-Thai person, I think they would just switch off the Thai brain a little bit. And then they would think of like, oh, hello, how are you? Good morning, good night, good evening, which actually in Thailand, people don't even say good morning to one another that much. But when a Thai person see a non-Thai person, these things come up. Anyway, so how are you is one of them. How are you is one of that sentences that Thai people don't seem to use to greet one another. What do they say instead? And so when Thai people meet one another, a lot of times people would ask if the other person has eaten something. So กินอะไรมาหรือยัง กินอะไรมาหรือยัง Have you eaten yet? So this is a very common question that you heard a lot of times. Sometimes the Thai people would even invite you to join them if they're eating or if they're going to eat somewhere. And a lot of times as well, you would hear ไปไหนมา ไปไหนมา which is where have you just come from? Or sometimes จะไปไหน จะไปไหน where are you going? And this where sometimes conflicts take place because I think in many other cultures, these questions like this are quite privacy intrusive. So it's really like an infringement on privacy rights of, personal rights of some sort. But in Thailand, this is a normal, common building block kind of question. So people would ask these questions without thinking so much that they are intruding someone's privacy rights. And I think in a lot of Thai minds, sometimes people are so equipped with lies. I guess because we have been asked these questions many times. So let's say if I don't want to tell people where have I just come from, I would have an automatic answer. So it'd be like, just come from home, and maybe that's not true. But yeah, when you are in a relationship with a Thai person, then this could also create some sort of problems and misunderstanding. Because imagine this, you might be from the culture where when you wake up with your loved ones, you would say, good morning, how are you today? How did you sleep? And you would say goodbye when you part with one another. But in Thailand, I think a lot of Thai people wouldn't be so lovey-dovey when it comes to niceties, when it comes to these polite expressions. A lot of Thais don't even say good morning or good evening, let alone how are you. So it happens that that Thai person, your Thai lover, wouldn't ask you how are you as often as you wish they would have. You might be thinking, okay, this person doesn't care about me. This person doesn't actually want to know how I am feeling. When you have Thai people that are not very well versed when it comes to other cultures yet, I think they will behave in a way that you can see that it's very Thai and that is very charming. But they would rarely ask you, how are you? They would care about whether or not you have eaten. A lot of times, the Thai people prioritize practicality over emotional stability, emotional well-being. So instead of asking, how are you? They would go with questions. Are you hungry? Have you eaten yet? So these are something that are related directly to survival. If you are starving, then it's not good. So if you eat something, then you survive. Practicality is prioritized over emotional well-being. The fact that you'll be full, you'll be eating good food is their language of love. So now we have the conflict of the language of love. On one hand, you have people from the Western world whose language of love may be to do with, showing affection through words, whereas a lot of Thai people would have language of love that is in line with an act of service. If you love me or if I love someone, I would feed them. If I love someone, I will take care of my husband's or wife's parents, for instance. A big caveat right here is I know that a lot of Thai people adjust their communication based on who they're talking to. So, for example, I go to this one coffee shop for maybe the last 10 years, and I would smile to the barista. We don't even know each other's name because, I think Thai people have a lot of difficulty when it comes to making friends with one another because we have a lot of hierarchy in the society, like age hierarchy, social status hierarchy. So unless we go to schools together, sometimes there's a little bit of a barrier when it comes to making friends between two Thais. Whereas I would see a friendly non-Thai person walking in and would greet the barista with the barista's name right away. And at the same time, I also noticed that this barista would ask these questions like, how are you, to the non-Thai person. And it's not very Thai. When you are a Thai person, you walk into a shop, you walk into a cafe, you would go straight to what you want to buy, what service do you want to get. But we would not have this chit chat of like, oh, what's your name? How are you and stuff. Of course, it happens like after a while, maybe you would ask each other name. I envy this interaction a little bit. Like sometimes it's almost easier to make friends in Thailand as a non-Thai person. I would say that a lot of times, a lot of Thais also repress their own feelings because it hasn't been asked. And it's not encouraged for you to actually say how you feel. Like nobody asks you how you feel. Nobody asks you how are you. In fact, the word Sabai di mai by itself means, are you comfortably well? So in a way, like it's not an open-ended statement. It's a closed-ended question where it asks you to say, yes, I'm comfortably well, or no, I'm not. So it restricts the way that you could actually express yourself. And therefore, I think this could lead to some people repressing their own emotions. And I'm not trying to be an emotional snowflake right now, but I've noticed that there is a stereotype, which I think part of it is very true, that Thai people are all easygoing until at one point they get really angry. And you didn't even know like how they derive from being happy-go-lucky to angry. And I think this is it because most of the times, the Thais are not encouraged to constructively share their feelings, their negative emotions especially. So when something touches them, it keeps bottling itself up until it explodes. And you would only see the manifestation of their upset when they explode. And that's not a very good thing. I think this is a big problem, especially maybe for men as well, because men are stereotypically discouraging from showing more emotions than women do. Having said that, I think it's very rare to get to see the Thai explodes their emotions. I think you would see it during Songkran or during like festivals or club nights when you have people being drunk and then you see the anger coming out. I think I've only seen like Thai people being that angry just a few times in my life. The word "sabadi mai" would be used in the circumstance where you haven't seen each other for some time, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or years. Usually the word "sabadi mai" is also used when you want to check in with someone if that person is actually all right. So there is this preconception that maybe because we haven't seen each other for a long time, or maybe that person is healing from certain sickness, you just want to check in if they are okay. The questions that you would come across a lot when it comes to two Thai people talking to one another is กินอะไรหรือยัง กินอะไรหรือยัง which is have you eaten yet? Or ไปไหนมา ไปไหนมา which is where have you just come from? I also find the how are you question to be sometimes just a redundant question. And a lot of culture people don't actually expect any serious answers that come from the question. In the UK in particular, I think people would say things like, you're right. They don't actually expect any answer. So you say you're right, the other person say you're right. So it's more like nicety that people would do to one another without actually waiting for an answer. Whereas I think when it comes to Sabai Mai, if a Thai person asked you this question, I think they would probably want to know if you are Sabai because this question is rarely asked. So thank you so much for listening. And if you like this sort of content, I would recommend you watching the rest of my YouTube channel because I really want to share my ideas and knowledge about Thailand in the way that is unfiltered. Like I share it in a way that's very candid, I think, and real. Well, I'm just claiming that I'm real. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next episode. I hope you are สบายดี I hope you are well. Bye.